Hi, everyone. My name is Bruce Lombardo, and welcome to today's edition of A Girl, Some Guys, and a Movie. Today, we're discussing the fantastic film from 1988. I thought it was 1985. 1988,
Mhm.
Willow, directed by Ron Howard, starring Warwick Davis, Val Kilmer, Joanne Whalley, and a bunch of other really good people that sadly probably won't be at Comic Con this year. Janet, usually you look stunning. Today you look accurate.
Well, you can't be a gorgeous sex bot every time, can you? Plus, I didn't see much cleavage or anything in this movie. Did you?
No, no, not a lot of
Unless it
cleavage at
was,
all.
unless it was pig cleavage.
I mean, there was plenty of pig cleavage. I mean, there is
Yep,
the farmers only.
got some awkward feelings.
Why?
Well, you're the big baddie, and she was like this old crone, and now she's kind of semi hot and is like Rule 34 type shit.
This is a normal feeling with Janet. It just
Sorry.
get used to being scaroused by Janet. You'll be fine.
I thought she was badass. She was a badass person in this movie that you're supposed to hate, and I thought she did a great job. Queen Badmorda.
11-year-old
Yeah, that
me when I first saw this movie would agree. Like
Yeah.
she was kind of creepy.
Mhm.
Those death dogs were creepy. Kale was creepy.
Yeah, I looked up the dogs, and they were Doberman pinchers with rubber masks and suits on, basically costumes, which was great because they were well trained to run around and do stuff with rubber masks on. You know what I mean? So they did a really good job, I thought.
supposedly there was even like a little uh, blood spurt whenever they tackle the lady, the midwife at the start of the film.
Mhm.
After they cross the river and get to her. Hey, Crafting Gamer, how you doing, bud? Um, there's a lot to really appreciate about this movie, and sadly, they kept trying to make it more PG and less PG-13, less R-rated. So my recollection from 1988 when I saw it in theaters was I thought there was a blood spray, but when I watched it today, I didn't see one.
Mm-mm.
That was kind of
They
different.
nerfed it.
That
Yeah,
was one of the things that I looked up was the fact that they were trying to make sure that it was more towards like 10 to 13-year olds basically, and they didn't want a lot of like
blood,
exploding
gore.
guns. Now you saw a lot of sword fights where people were getting stabbed with swords, sliced with swords, but you never saw anybody's head fall off or anything like that. But you didn't have to. You knew what happened to him.
Yeah, I think Kale probably had the most bloody fight in the film.
Hmm.
Uh,
It's kind of like the kitty version of and the Barbarian.
Yeah, kind
yeah,
of.
yeah.
To me, the bloodiest, goriest part was the part where the dragon's head explodes once he
That
had, because
pound
you
for
did,
pound,
yeah.
pound for
So,
pound, that is the bloodiest part of the movie.
so
Um, I appreciated that. I thought that entire sequence was really well done. I liked the little orcs that were climbing all over the castle. I thought the
mhm.
beast was very well done, very good articulation. It just convinced you, and it's kind of weird nowadays they would have it be CGI and it's completely soulless. It's kind of weird how a movie from 1988 holds up with special effects in 2025.
Yeah, and some of them were a little hokey, like the trolls climbing up the side of the castle and things like that. It wasn't very believable for that part, but actual costumes on the people being trolls, the fire that was used on the bridge, all of it looked real. I mean, you
Mhm.
could even see the heat coming up off the flames if
Yeah,
you looked just right. So you knew it was real fire, and the costumes. Oh my, the details in the costumes were just phenomenal, and the detail on the
Yeah.
props in the scenes in the different sets, the candles, the giant, massive candles near the altar and stuff. I mean, the detail and everything was just phenomenal. I just loved it. Even the tent that Sorsha was sleeping in with the baby on the floor with the furs and the way the bed was made, it almost looked like an authentic tent might have looked back then at that time. It was, I loved it. I thought it was.
Well, it is a George Lucas film or story.
Yeah.
Ron Howard directed, George Lucas. So yeah, the connection with Star Wars. If you look at, kind of pick up different like mythology or little tidbits here, like the whole opening sequence kind of reminded me of Moses being put on the Nile.
Yeah, I saw it
Pharaoh
multiple times, and I never really felt that way, because how else would somebody that's on the run want to protect their child if they knew that someone was going to take their child and burn it at the stake?
Oh yeah,
there isn't.
What I'm saying, like the ideas
you could do with it.
The idea is to convey the child, though, to get the child in motion.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Chinese takeout, kind of a conglomeration of different ideas.
Yeah, definitely.
Not specifically taken from here and there, but you can kind of see where he was getting some ideas from. The magic wasn't all clean cut and professional wizardry going on. No, this was trial and error, and oh look, bad dice rolls.
But even the concept when the one wizard from the what was the name of their little town that Willow came from? Can you remember?
No one?
Yeah. Okay. The little Narwhal town that they lived in, and they had their own wizard, their wise man or whatever.
Everybody!
And he used bones to roll out on the ground, and then he would just use his own thought process by bringing in what's going on in the situation, like getting burgle cut to have to go. He used that kind of wisdom, to get things done in his little community. But the fact that he had those acorns that were actually magic that he could throw and turn something in to stone, I just thought that was a wonderful little detail to add to it, that as you grew as a sorcerer or a wizard or whatever it is that you wanted to be, you learned these techniques. And that the fact that he ended up getting a real book for magic before he went back to his town to see his children and his wife that he'd missed, because he was a hero, and he did most of it just by sheer will. Okay, he wasn't a magician. He was a blossoming wizard for one day to maybe be a good sorcerer, right? But the fact that they made him not perfect, not being able to cantate, spells and things like that. But the only reason that Bavmorda believed it at the end is because she had that battle and she was kind of worn down a little bit. And the fact that he threw that acorn, she caught it, and her hand actually started turning to stone, because you could tell by the look on her face that she was shocked by it. And then when he did the other spell after that, and he was doing his, he had more, what was it? Remember, he told him, you got to believe in yourself. So he had more confidence at that time, and he started spouting a spell that he used for his pig hiding trick, and he had already hid the baby. And so he made it look like he made her disappear, and she believed it. And it only needed to believe it for a short amount of time to have her be shocked by it. And that's when she put her hand on the altar, and it sent her to oblivion, basically herself, by her own spell. So I just thought that whole thing was very believable, very well done. And it was a wonderful horror, basically sci-fi fantasy, combination of stuff all in that. And that's my type of fun, family-oriented movie. I just loved it. I still loved it. I almost cried in a couple scenes when his wife cut off her hair and gave it to him. And when Willow comes stumbling out after Laura Dana had been taken, I got choked up over it. So it's still very an emotional movie to me from watching it when I was young and getting to see it 37 years later. And I just still loved it. I don't care if anybody else liked it. I loved it. I thought it was very good. It had great bad guys in it, wonderful heroes with faults, had great comedy relief, and the sets were phenomenal. The actors were great. I just thought it was overall was really, really well done, even though it didn't do so well by the standards of Hollywood, the big stars. When it went out on, I think it was out on video or DVD, that's when it really started picking up on sales and getting a big following.
Something like that.
Budget for this movie was pretty respectable, and the return on it was really good. Just from the box office, this movie cost about $35 million to make and pulled in almost $138 million at the box office itself, not including toy sales, lunch boxes sold, video games for Nintendo or Commodore 64, not including the clothing, not including memorabilia,
costumes for Halloween,
yeah,
all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
good money.
and pictured here
Came
is
out with a free video
illuminated
game
Billy Barty.
and a board game,
They had a
kind of a crappy toy line, but the arcade game was cool. It was a platformer, and then there was the DOS and NES version, which were entertaining. Not as cool as the arcade, though.
I
thought that the two children they chose to play Willow's son and daughter were just adorable, very believable. They laughed. I mean, I couldn't tell if they made mistakes, in their lines, but they laughed. They just seemed like two little kids out playing in their yard and finding a little kid. And the woman who played his wife, I mean, they seemed like a loving couple with two children. It was very believable for anyone who's never seen it to actually.
Was awesome.
Yeah, it was just wonderful. I just loved it. Sorry, you guys, I can't help it going on and on about it, but I just love this movie.
Well, that's cool. So this movie had like a fuck ton of merch back in the late 80s, early 90s. There was a toy set that Tonka created. Let me fast forward. There we go. And these figurines.
I never saw that.
Yeah, these.
They're okay.
There's a young lady by the name of Laura Legends. She's got a YouTube channel. She's very, very good at what she does, but she does a really good job of collecting 80s toys memorabilia. If you have a crush on He-Man merchandise, you want to watch like about 20 of her videos because she goes through her collection. And when I'm talking about like her collection of He-Man stuff is amazing. The fact that she has all this Tonka Willow action figures, that's crazy.
I love her dragon. Oh, she's so lucky to have that.
It kind of sucks because Tonka is known for their vehicles and their construction vehicles and stuff like that. Those things are like bomb-proof. And then the 70s and early 80s, they had a decent action figure line. It wasn't as good as Star Wars or as articulated as like
almost
Joe.
as good as Kenner. I got to say the molds are really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
If you have that, I don't know how much that's worth, but that's a chunk of money that she's got there. And she's literally like a chemist. So she's got a decent amount of ability to generate funds for her hobby, but she's got an entire room and a half just for shelving to display all of her stuff. And she just now started making videos again after like 2 years of taking time off. She had some
She had them all autographed and stuff by taking them with her too.
No, she doesn't really do that. She was ill for a few years, and I don't know if she's gotten better, but she used to have like the worst migraines and like not even get out of bed to make a video migraine. I'm like, I'm in bed. I just saw this movie. Please forgive me. I'm just making this video here. I have not gotten out of bed yet. And she's got those on her channel. She's one of the better YouTubers because she's fucking honest about damn near everything.
That was probably the best toy.
Her shelves look as bad as yours in the background.
Yeah. Say again, Janet?
I said her shelves behind her look as bad as your house. They're filled to the maximum with
Yeah,
stuff she loves.
You
So
s-
that's
you-
great. I mean, that's the kind of house I'd like to visit.
she's a real champ as far as like toy collecting is concerned. She's in the same realm as like Secret Galaxy or Retro Blasting, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
she's an honest collector. She loves her stuff. And the other thing she's collecting into nowadays is Jurassic Park, because Walmart's getting loaded with Jurassic Park merchandise.
Mhm.
But you can see all the figures. She's got this stuff here, and I thought this would be like, let me show you some stuff. I don't have these figures, but she does, and I thought that was pretty cool.
My brother had that.
If you didn't know they were like 3.5 inches tall, you would think these would be miniatures because of the lack of detail, but they're
Mhm.
actually about 3.5 inches tall, like the standard for the time. So
Joe
they're
Standard.
really not super, they're not really well articulated. They look like large figurines, and it just the Willow. I don't know why they went with Tonka. They didn't go with other venues of manufacturing, but these figurines look pretty damn cool. But they look like a Wargamers type of figurines, not like something that you would have for action figures, because there's no action in these figures. There's
Wait, years ago, didn't they the companies, the toy companies, buy for their toys for the different companies? They'd go to them like from Willy Wonka and stuff. They were approached by the different companies and said, we'll make this, that, and the other for you.
This is all hyperbole. This is all me just spitballing.
Yeah.
But I think George didn't want to fuck with Kenner again because he knew this wouldn't be as exciting as the Star Wars line.
Yeah.
So he went with another company to do the manufacturing and distribution. And instead of us getting good quality figurines and toys, he went with Tonka, which they do look nice from a distance, but those are big 3.5, 4 inch tall figures. That's like a foot. And that looks pretty.
I can kind of understand why you went with Tom.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably a
there
nightmare.
were
And
things.
then what was the other one? It was Play School. Play School was more like educational.
Yep.
So,
But I'm surprised.
And I bet she bought a lot of these back when we had, what was the toy store called? Toys R Us?
Toys R Us or KB Toy
Yeah,
and
I
Hobby.
used
Circuit
to
World.
love going
Toys
to
R Us,
Toys R
KB.
Us and just going through, all the bins. They'd have marked down stuff and just dig through it and find some really good deals.
Yeah.
But man, look at the detail on that. That is freaking cool. Oh, I'd
It is-
love
that is pretty cool. I've got to say, like, I'm kind of disappointed with it. I mean, I like the fact that you actually can swivel the heads from the neck there. That's awesome. But the other figures don't
to
really
have
move.
it. I mean, I don't care. I wouldn't even play with it. I wouldn't even let anybody touch it. The fact that she's got that whole set there, I'm jealous.
Yeah, Warwick was only 18, Bush, whenever this movie was
17
filmed.
when he started filming it.
Yeah, they filmed it when he was 17. He was 18 during the release. And the thing is that they were doing the Return of the Jedi, and Warwick and George were just talking, and George had an idea like, "Hey, I know it could sell more toys. Willow or Warwick, do you want to be in a movie that I'm doing? And we'll make it basically about you, for you, and it'll be a hit. People will love it." And then George went back to his dresser drawer and he found something that he wrote when he was 12 years old, and he touched it up a little bit, let his wife handle it before they divorced, I think, and then they gave it to Ron Howard, and Ron's like, okay, and they made the movie.
Yeah, it was this is what I found. It said that he had conceived the idea for a film called Munchkins, and it was in 1972. And he said that it was something he was thinking about doing with the Star Wars stuff. But after he met Warwick Davis on set, he thought he's the perfect person to play my character from Munchkins. So then he renamed it Willow. But it's just amazing that how detailed the movie was on the props and stuff. So whoever it was, he got to help set up everything. The location manager, the casting director, all that stuff to get Val Kilmer to play Mad Mardigan. I thought it was a great choice, and Val Kilmer had top billing. So I think that upset a few people. I think it even upset George Lucas because he wanted Warwick Davis to be at the top, but they didn't.
Wouldn't be the first time. There's
They didn't
quite a
think
few
that he
movies
would
like
make the draw of people they needed just having him at the top of the movie. So it's interesting how they fight over that.
Warwick's first role was Mask.
Yeah.
Well, you get to see his face in this, and that's cool. And then later on, he becomes the Leprechaun, and everything kind of took off from there.
I'm really happy Warwick did the Leprechaun films. I really am, because I wouldn't want to see him get stuck with like a TV show like The Wizard, where he would be consistently being basically a kid's person or a kid's
I like
actor.
the show, but it was a typecast role for sure.
That role, as much as everybody hates Leprechaun films, I think Warwick probably did the best justice.
I've never watched any of the Leprechaun movies.
Uh-oh. I know what's happening.
Leprechaun in Space. Leprechaun in the Hood.
Should we do Leprechaun in the Hood or Leprechaun in Space?
I don't know. Whichever one. Whichever one is good.
I'll put that up to a vote for our viewers, all four of them, and we'll have to find a tiebreaker.
Well, those are just the ones that are chatting.
Janet, I love your sense of humor and the fact you're willing to put up with me and my bad sense of humor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I love you.
And I really do appreciate you being in costume as Queen Bavmorda today. It helps that you did not go with the Sasha route, because it's bad enough we have enough people sending "I love you" notes to your PO box all the time as is. This would only confirm that you would be completely giving yourself away to Gen X and be waiting for Anyway, I'll shut up here. So no, I appreciate you doing
we got there.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's another series we need to do.
Which one?
How good that one was.
Oh,
He said, "My life for you."
Man,
what movie?
Totally.
What movie?
The Stand.
Oh God.
By Stephen King, the original one though.
From 1994. Hell yeah, I'd do that. I would not do the new one.
You want to do the bad one? Oh,
yeah, the newest Stand movie was crap. The old one was great.
Yeah, the original one that had what was the one guy from Forrest Gump?
Tom Hanks or Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan, that actor. He starred in it. He was a lead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the girl from Pretty in Pink, that actress.
We'll put that on the list. That's not a problem.
But I thought it was either going to be her or it was going to be Finn Rizal. I didn't know which one, but I wanted to be one of them too, the sorceress women.
You didn't want to be Sorsha?
Mm-mm.
Sorsha, no offense to Sorsha, but there's like a period of time in the movie's climax where we don't know what's going on with her. We know that Bavmorda is chasing Warwick Davis around the altar room, and Sorsha's knocked out, maybe? Yeah, Gary Sinise. It would have came to me at some point, probably tomorrow.
That's it. Yeah, he's a good actor too. I really like him.
He's an amazing actor. He's actually fairly.
He's in a band too. He has his own band.
He's fairly nice and personable guy.
He does a lot of veteran
dude, from what I hear.
Bush asks the question, why did you not dress up as
How
Sorsha?
many times have I wore a red wig?
Not
enough.
A lot. A
lot of times.
A lot.
And I wanted to just be. I just like it. I like Queen Bavmorda, so I thought I'd be.
She's kind of a badass. I mean, she really is. Even if she is like 55, 70 years old in this film.
I don't know how old she was. I'd have to look her up. But the thing is, she was a kick-ass actress. She made you believe that she was evil, and that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, to be
she definitely had a Cersei vibe going on.
Oh yeah, but Cersei
We're all pigs.
yeah.
turned into.
And the
chicken
part
swine.
where she realizes her daughter betrayed her, I mean, she does look very emotional, like she's very upset by it. And
She's
then when
54 in this movie.
she's turning everyone into pigs, and the daughter's like yelling, "No, mom, mom, stop," or whatever, mother, stop. You could see it, her eyes well up with tears when she started turning her daughter into a pig. So she did a good job, though, I thought. And then when she saw Finn Rizal, she said, "Your powers have grown," and she said she had Sherlender's wand. But that I remember asking that at the movie theater was, why didn't Sherlenda go with her? To go and help fight. Yeah,
there's about 20 pages of backstory that don't make it into the script, I think. She's still hot, Bush. Val Kilmer regrets Batman 3. That's all I'm going to say. That movie kicked his marriage's ass.
Why?
There's a movie on Amazon called Val, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And Val Kilmer wrote it. His son narrates it. You think it's Val doing a narration, but it's his son. And he goes through his life from, I think it was Top Secret or Real Genius. I can't remember which one it was first, but it goes from that movie on through his career, through the Top Gun years and Willow, and then the 90s start, and Val Kilmer's becoming a leading man in Hollywood, and he's got this beautiful woman in his bedroom as his wife, and she's making babies for him, and she kind of doesn't want to do Hollywood anymore, and that means that she doesn't want her husband going off on location so much. Yeah, it was nice to go on a vacation to somewhere in Leeds or somewhere in New Zealand and film Willow, wherever it was filmed, but she's a mom now, and she kind of wants things close to home. And he explains that Batman broke him as an actor because he was playing Bruce Wayne, and he wasn't able to do much in that movie. And more so when he was calling home, seeing how everything's going with the wife and kids. The kids are like really young, and his wife is wanting interaction, somebody to talk to her. Her husband is only giving her a phone call, and she needs him at home, and he doesn't understand this. And because everything was going wrong in his life on the Batman set, because he's playing Batman, but he's not fun Batman. He's the worst Batman on camera.
Oh, I didn't think so.
He played a good Batman. Don't get me wrong.
Cooney was my worst.
He's got Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey as the two bad guys.
Yeah. And
he's like not able to steal any scenes whatsoever. He's just kind of playing Bruce Wayne Batman. That's all it is. The script doesn't allow for a lot of wiggle room, and the director sure as shit isn't going to allow him to improvise and do anything cool, because that means Jim Carrey will amp it up during his time to perform, and he fucking will. So 1993 was really rough on Val Kilmer, because that was when he was filming this movie, I believe. Bear, are you in here? Bear, you have the link. It's in Gilded.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say I don't see him down in he's not on Gilded.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, is he on Gilded?
Yep, I tagged him.
I know, but I thought he had to get it in Discord.
I don't have Discord.
No, I know, but do you need me to share it?
Share it through Discord. Get the door open for the man.
I gotta go and get it out of there, or can I get it from this?
Yeah, you can get it from. It should be a thing down there. It says share.
Okay, hold on.
Invite guests. Press I, and then drop it over into Discord. I believe you have the power to do that.
Is it under settings? No, I don't have a way to invite anybody. It just says share screen.
All right.
I'll have to go to
open up Gilded.
Yeah.
Put your taskbar down there.
Mm-hmm.
And open her up.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Cool.
Copy. And I'm going to open Discord.
Yeah. Sad thing is about Val Kilmer is that Batman kind of ruined everything for him. But he was still able to kind of resurrect, or not resurrect, but still make the life he could. I heard somebody come in. There's Bear.
Okay, it worked.
Yep.
No, I just went and found it on Gilded.
Oh,
Janet.
you're on Gilded.
Janet. No, I don't use Gilded, but I go and use it only for this.
Oh, okay.
Janet, you said you were going to send me the link 2 days ago. You said, "Oh, I'll send you the link. Don't worry." And I said, "Okay,
No,
great."
that was my link.
Hang on.
My
This
link,
morning,
not
I'm like, "Hey, Janet, where's the link?" Ghosts.
Because I didn't get on there because I don't have the link. I don't run Bruce's
That's
thing.
fine. That's fine.
I've been trying to get her to do that, but it goes from being an internet wife to like even closer friend. And no, we don't want to do that to Janet. Let her enjoy her time in Arkansas.
No, I disagree completely, and
Had
I
a
will
shit
fight.
with Batman.
Excuse me.
And
Who's cutting me off when I'm in the middle of
Heat
saying
came out in
something and deciding to take the conversation away from me? Who is that? Who is that?
That would be me.
Yeah, me to have a name? I can't see your name because
Yes,
Bruce
me.
has put my comment up.
Oh, it's Six Nations.
Oh, Six Nations. There you go. I'm in the middle of a hell fucking rant. Six Nations. You be nice.
Go ahead.
Anyway, go ahead. Back to your conversation. Sorry.
I was just talking about how this movie kind of was great because Val Kilmer got everything you want out of it, but he kind of fucked up later. And I guess communication wasn't big on his like priorities, and he was out filming Batman, and Joanne was like tired of it. Like, I want my husband home, you know, and he was filming the Batman that he thought was the movie he wanted, and he wasn't able to act the way he wanted. He thought it'd be a completely different experience. And the Batman suit kind of sucked wearing for 3 to 10 hours a day. And then you got Two-Face played by Tommy Lee Jones. You have Jim Carrey playing Joker, and it wasn't the movie that Val got a chance to really show his chops in. He was cardboard Batman, he felt. And then he called up his wife, and his wife wasn't in a good mood, and got back home, and things were not in the best of shape. He got divorced shortly after that. And kind of sucks, but that's all detailed in this movie he made called Val. It's on Amazon. It's a really good watch if you like Val Kilmer, because he goes through the entirety of his career up into the point where he's at in 2021.
Yeah, but okay, but hang on. First of all, he and Joanne were having problems long before this movie came along.
Yeah, they were, but
Okay.
it got exponentially aggravated.
Yeah, it got exacerbated for sure by the situation. But this is like, you can blame this movie for a lot of things, but the ruination of his marriage is certainly not, Batman Forever's fault.
Okay.
Can I interject? Okay. As a woman and you marry someone, whether they're an actor, and if you're an actress, okay, so you understand what it's like to be on set and all that stuff, and read lines and practice your part, blah, blah, blah. And if you're a military wife, you understand that your husband goes away for 3 weeks or longer, or months at a time, things like that. So when you're dating them and you learn those things, you can either think about it or not think about it. But just because you marry someone, you can't expect them to not be the person you married. You know what I mean? On either side. Because a person has to realize that when you get married, you either marry the person you fell in love with and what their career is or whatever it is, because that's who that person is, or don't marry that person. I mean, to me, I think that's pretty self-evident. If you marry a police officer, they're a police officer, paramedic, whatever it is. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter what their job is. You understand what they're, who they are and what they do for a living. Just like they should for you. Go ahead. I'm done.
So when I started acting, I was very young. I was 17. Best piece of advice I ever got was a friend who said, "Don't date actresses." I said, "Why not?" He goes, "Because one of you is going to be successful and the other is not. And then that is going to breed a problem in your relationship because you're both competing for the same success in your life, but one of you is having it and the other is not having that success. And that will cause a bitterness between the two of you." And I said, "Okay, sounds good, whatever." Burp. I have seen more acting couples break up, and one of them is always doing better than the other when the breakup happens. Always, 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 always. Actors do not have normal behavior patterns, Janet. 99.9% of actors are 100% insecure attention fiends. They need to have all the attention focused on them. It's pathological. It's a defect. It's not rational thought. So to expect them to have rational thought is really sad, to be quite
So you
honest.
don't think that you could have a relationship with anyone because you
I didn't
are?
say that. Did I say I couldn't have a relationship
No,
with anyone?
I'm just saying. I feel honestly, just from talking to you, that you could have a relationship with someone.
Yes,
Didn't
but
matter
I'm
what-
not one of those actors. I don't crave the attention. I actually acted because I enjoyed acting. And that was why I did it. And it's also why I quit the industry, was because it was exhausting dealing with this many egomaniacs all the time. And you worked in the film
Yeah,
industry.
that's what I'm saying. And I've met a few people like you that were down to earth, that you could sit with and talk to about just about anything. But guess what I liked about those people? They didn't judge me for anything I did or any choices I made. And most of the people that I've met, like you and I, were those type of people.
Yes, and that's why I got out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But back to my point, Val had a lot of issues at the time. He was a drug addict. He was an egomaniac. And Joanne Whalley, she was an actress. She was trying to get her star to come up. She was trying to be something special, and she was special in Willow, and couldn't parlay it into a career, which was the sad part for her. Right? She could not parlay Willow into a successful Hollywood career. She showed up in a few more movies, what have you. Meanwhile, Val steals Willow.
Yeah.
Steals the movie. And as a result, Hollywood is knocking, offering him, script after script after script after script after script. And his success, his star is just going up and up and up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was kind of a thing, I think that was the big problem they had.
Tombstone, Batman, etc. Yeah.
Tombstone is amazing. It is literally my second favorite Western of all time.
Mine too.
The first being Silverado, but that's because Silverado is just an amazing movie. But Tombstone, fuck, man, Val Kilmer. And that's hard. To be up against Kurt Russell and steal a movie from Kurt Russell and steal it in a way that makes you want to watch the two of them together all the time is a fantastic ability. Because Kurt Russell, I think all of us can agree on this panel. A movie might suck, but if Kurt Russell's in it, well, at least he's a good part of the movie, right? Like he's fun to watch,
100%. And he loves what he does. I love an actor that loves what they're doing, and it comes across to me on screen.
His son's pretty good. His son, I'm going to go see Thunderbolts just because his son's in it.
Yeah, I saw him in a few movies, and I think it's really good too. He's got his dad's eye for parts.
I'm sorry, I just noticed the chat is going on about maps and bands. I don't know what's going on over there, man.
Oh, we're talking about Roblox over there and Gilded.
Oh yeah, you have to sign up for Roblox.
Well, and that's why, because I lost my original Gilded account because they switched over to Roblox, so I couldn't reset my password, which I couldn't remember. And then when I tried to reset, it says, "Well, another account's already using this email." Yes, I know him.
It's me. I had to do the same thing.
I fucking hate Roblox because they took Gilded and they took a good thing and they ruined it. But whatever. I don't have the millions of dollars to buy Gilded back and set things the way they should be and be like free wood chipper for those that report maps.
Yeah,
because
see, one
Roblox offends people.
I wanted to say about this movie was I was surprised because I remember when I first saw Willow, how good it was and how I thought that a lot of the parts were kind of scary, even though it wasn't blood and gore all in it. It was still scary. The whole thing with the queen and her horrible army, that was coming out to kill a little baby. What a horrible woman she was. But I thought that was scary. But the thing is that the other characters they brought in, like the two little guys.
Frick and
Pat, the brownies played by
brownies.
Rick
Oh my God, I laughed my butt off. They were adorable.
What's his name? Kevin
Pollock and Rick Overton.
Kevin Pollock was so good.
When he fell into that mug of beer, just little things like that. to me were very memorable. I mean, it made you laugh, and every single time I've seen it, I still laugh at different parts like that. Even the part where Val Kilmer's dressed as a woman, and the man comes in, he says, "Oh, who, Hilga?" You know, he's like, it was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. So Val Kilmer was good at portraying a character that make you laugh, and a character that you're rooting on to kick some ass. You know, he just had a very he just had a wonderful presence on film, and I really, really loved him. And he was hot, so in that
and sploosh.
well, you guys had you're good looking, babe, redhead. That could kick ass with a sword. So they were made a wonderful love interest, and the fact that the little brownies hit him in the face with the fairy dust. That whole
dust of broken hearts.
When he's praying, saying everything to her in this tense moment when all they're wanting to do is get the baby out. I just loved it. I just thought the story was great. I thought it was a really, really good story, even though a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's boring. It took forever." Did this, and I didn't see it that way at all. So I felt it was a very well done movie. The actors were phenomenal. The sets were great.
Is that a Jabberwock?
So I loved it.
Say again there, Brer.
Oh, I said nothing. Yeah, that was
Oh, that was me.
Six Nations.
Oh no,
Is that a Jabberwocky?
no, I just moved us to the bottom that way. One, provides a little bit of variety. Two, it seems I'm seeing if that'll work better on the algorithm, having me down in the lower left corner whenever I throw
That
these
have to
up.
do with anything.
I don't know.
But I think he's asking you about what you're painting. That's that creature I was saying that it's going to come kill all of us.
This is the Jabberwock, by the way. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My purple blade goes snicker snack.
Yes. Snicker snack. I love that poem.
I'm going to get to my stuff I pulled up for trivia, which I thought was interesting.
The trivia in this movie is really worth it, I think.
Well, one of my favorite pieces of trivia for the whole film is I can't remember the name of the guy who did the sword choreography for the film. He's famous. He's done tons of films, and he said Kilmer was the fastest student he ever met. Like Kilmer picked up the sword stuff faster than anyone he's ever trained. Like he was a natural. Like Kilmer was just a natural with a sword.
Well, one of the scenes where they went down into the cellar to find the baby. Remember that scene when they come up out of it, and the Saoirse takes off her helmet. You know, before they go down in the cellar. No, wait, no, that's not the scene. Oh, it's a scene in the bar where he's dressed as a woman.
Yeah.
And she takes her helmet off and she drops her sword. They zoom in on the sword hitting the ground and sticking straight out of the ground, right? Well, in that scene, she accidentally stuck her sword in one of the stuntmen's feet.
Yeah,
so there's little things like that. I know that. Yeah, and the part where one of the cages that he was hanging in, Val Kilmer was hanging in, fell on his foot and he limped around on the set for a little while after that too. So there are accidents. A lot of people don't realize that even if you have 50 people there to make sure everything is as safe as possible, you still could have the possibility of getting injured. Whether it's
ask Alec Baldwin and ask Brandon Lee.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's sad, but a lot of people understand that.
They say that a lot of this movie was ad-libbed whenever it came to Val Kilmer, which I can believe that. I also read earlier that Pollock and Overton, the two brownies, they went to a bar during filming, and they got a little soused, and then they made their way up to the front of the bar, and they started performing, doing like just an improv comedy set. And a third guy kind of joined them, and that person was Robin Williams. And Kevin Pollock, who loved Robin Williams, just sat back and just watched everything just like coalesce, and he was just so full of like happiness. It was like the best day of filming he'd ever done because he got to work for like 8 or 10 hours. He went to drink with his friend, his newfound buddy Rick Overton, and then his hero in comedy joins him on stage when they're doing an improv comedy bit.
Robin Williams was famous for doing stuff like that. Like he was always jumping in. One of the things though I saw, I can't remember who it was someone that did improv for something with Robin Williams and said the problem with doing improv with Robin Williams is that Robin Williams is fucking hilarious and you're not. He goes, so basically, Robin goes, and you just stand back and watch Robin go. It was just like, and it was so true. You watch him like when he did those Whose Line Is It Anyway episodes. Nobody's getting a word in edgewise on Robin Williams. Like, forget it. You know, you just got to wait till Robin gives you some space. The guy was fucking funny.
That's kind of how I feel sometimes. And don't take this the wrong way, Bear, but you're of that same level of performer to where when you start going at it, I'll just shut up. I'll just.
Well, when I'm on a rant, get the fuck out of my way. Like that's legit. If I'm on a rant, get the fuck out of my way. I will step right on you. I don't care. But I do know when to shut up.
I try to give people their space so they can finish. They can set up and they can finish. I want them to do that.
Bruce. No, we're good, Bruce.
Yeah, I didn't know if you got my messages earlier, and so I kind of saw you were streaming. I'm like, he's doing his own thing today. Maybe he'll come in later when we actually start the discussion about this.
You actually watched that stream. The first thing I say was, I was supposed to be watching a movie with Bruce and them, but no one sent me the link, so I guess I'll just do this instead.
Well, I sent you, because when I went and shared that link, I saw the link I sent you for Friday Night Shit Show. That's the one I was talking about. So
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I can't. I get it. I love you to tears. I think the world of you, but I can't be on your shit show.
That's fine.
There's a couple of guys you've had on there, and I won't name names, that I just want to go, shut the fuck up. Just stop fucking talking.
I know. I get messages all the time from different people watching saying that certain people get rubbed them the wrong way, and I'm like, sorry.
Bruce isn't one of them. That's fair.
That's the funny part. That's the part that I find hilarious. Like I spent my entire fucking early adulthood and young childhood as an Omega Wolf, where I grew up at, because Illinois is full of such pieces of shit dickheads that, like, if you have a glimmer of fucking hope in life, they step on you. Yeah. And so getting out of there and being able to fucking breathe and do my own thing and in this environment has really benefited me. And I can do stuff, I can say stuff, I can fucking air my thoughts, and people kind of respect that. But up there, like, you're not part of the fucking agenda. Get out. Stop. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I mean, whenever I throw grave dirt on Illinois, it comes from the heart.
I have no skin in that game. I don't give a fuck.
That's fine. I mean, if there was ever a shitty place in Canada that you had originated from, and you thought you thought like, I can't wait for that place to go under, or like a meteor to hit it and get rid of all the shitty people, like, you know, that's kind of how I feel about where I'm from. I just absolutely, like, you guys deserve every bit of poverty and fucking misery that you farm for yourself every year. You could have everything you want, Illinois, but you choose it yourself. You choose idiocy.
You're funny.
This movie was a feel-good movie for me.
Me too. I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. I've loved it all 20 times I've watched it.
I've seen this film probably about a good 10 or 15 times, and this is probably one of the better times I've watched it, because we watched it together and had our speakers on so we could hear each other laughing or such. And I forgot how much I enjoy Rick Overton, and I thought he was probably one of the high points of the film. Him and his little buddy, I can't think of the guy's name. I just said it like 5 times. Yeah, Pollock and him just steal the movie for me. Val Kilmer's great. He's great. When you're 13 years old or 12 years old and you're seeing this for the first time, this movie's awesome. As I got older, man, the brownies, they steal the show.
I love this movie. I've seen this movie
hundreds.
I don't want to talk about how many fucking times I've seen this movie. Like, I've seen this movie a lot. I was 18 when it came out, and me and my buddy were just like, we had a day off from set, and we were like, "You want to go see a movie? Yeah, let's see what's playing. Let's say it's Willow. I don't know. Let's go see it." Okay, and we went, and we loved it. Had a great time. Mm-hmm. It was a great movie. That's why the TV series made me so angry.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh my God. I watched it every episode going, come on, you can do it. Get better. Come on, please. It's in there. I can see it in your DNA, please. And no. But it is what it is. Review the movie, not, as they say, review the movie you saw, not the movie you wish you saw. Well, you know, I saw this movie, and I'm glad I saw it, and I loved it from top to bottom. There is not a moment in Willow that I don't love. And I wish we could get a director's cut that put in the cutscenes, like the Shark
Oh, that
Boy
would
and
be
stuff
really
like
good.
that.
That would be epic.
The what boy?
When Willow takes the boat to the island that Finn Rizzello's on, there's a sequence that's cut where this like humanoid
Oh,
shark creature
accidentally
attacks them on the boat. Shark Boy.
Oh, to keep him from going out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't see that, but I just loved the whole thing when he gets to meet her and she's an animal. I just thought it was very fantasy, and that's what it was supposed to be. It was a fantasy movie, and I love it as much as I loved Legend. Now I loved Legend a little more because I just absolutely love Tim Curry. I can't help it. I absolutely love him. He's one of my favorite actors, and he can sing. And I just love the movie choices he made. He was very entertaining, and I just love fantasy movies. Even the Last Unicorn. Secret of Nim. I mean, there's a bunch of them, and I loved all of them. So it's right up my.
Both versions of Legend are great. The Euro cut and the American cut. Both of them are great in their own way.
Yeah.
Secret of Nim's amazing. Secret of Nim's an amazing film. I've never seen Last Unicorn. I don't know anything about it.
It's good.
I hear it's for girls.
If you like, no, I don't think so. I think there's a few other people I knew. I saw it with a bunch of guys, and they seem to like it. It's an animated movie.
I'm teasing.
Oh, but it's all right.
Like
But I
when I saw it in the theater, the Red Bull was traumatic as hell, but
yeah.
I liked it. It had the same animators as The Hobbit.
Yes, Rankin does his crew.
Yeah, that's something I keep hearing about, and I've got it on the list of stuff to watch. I don't know if it's on the new official list. The old official list got deleted when my Discord account got sent away.
Yeah.
And locked up and exiled forever off the interwebs.
What did you do? I got to know. What did you do?
I don't know. I think somebody went through my postings, and they're like, "Oh, we just cannot have this guy here. He has too much testosterone. Look, he wants to murder terrorists. No, we can't do that. He's a bad person. You have to put people."
I highly doubt that, given some of the Discord shit I've seen, and those people's accounts are just fine.
Well, when I look it up, for the last 5 years, Discord issues with accounts being hacked. I guess the most recent was like premium accounts supposedly hacked.
I had a premium account for a few years, and then I just got rid of it because I saw no joy. I saw no return on
the difference?
You get a little bit better. You get a little bit better bit rate. You get a few things that improve the sound quality of your Discord, and that's about it. That's really about it.
I figured out something I don't like about Willow.
What?
What's that?
General Kale's mask.
You don't like his mask?
It looks like it's made out of plastic.
It looked like it was made out of bone to me.
No, when they break it, it looks like it's made out of plastic. If that had been done like just as an iron carved mask as opposed to painted white, I think it would have been more effective. That's how deep into the film I have to go to find something about it I don't like, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty deep. But I loved it. I made a comment about it earlier about how much I loved his whole getup because he just seemed very. You wouldn't want to face him on a battlefield. I mean, he just looked like he'd just tear you to shreds. Very scary, and I loved his costume. I thought it was phenomenal.
Well, I know why Jean Marsh was selected for this movie.
Because she was a good actress.
Not only that, but here she is in Return to Oz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's 50.
That was a dark movie.
She's 51 years old in this film.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks like she's selling it. She looks like she is literally the embodiment of evil. That perfectly makes sense as to when the casting agents ran it by Ron and said, "We want Jean Marsh as Queen Bevmorda." I think that'd be, and he's like, "What was she in? Have you seen Return to Oz yet? Let's go sit down with a VHS player." And they fucking show a highlight reel. That right there should have sold anybody that saw Return to Oz.
I never banned you to Soy-Based Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. What other movies has she been in? Besides, and the one you just showed.
Hold on. Back to the top.
I'm going to grab a quick coffee while you guys talk about Jean Marsh. I'll be right back.
We're going to talk about Jean Marsh because that's who Janet dressed up as today. Her top 4 on the IMDb is Willow, Return to Oz, Frenzy.
Oh,
and
upstairs, downstairs.
Downstairs. She was a housemaid in 54 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's also been on some audiobooks as the narrator for Doctor Who. She played Sarah Kingdom in some of the Doctor Who Lost Stories and narrated as well.
Yeah, I saw her in a couple things on Doctor Who. I remember her from that.
She was on the Doctor's episode as Liz. She's played in the movie Pale Horse. She was in The Ring, a TV movie in '96. And you probably wouldn't have seen that because that's in the UK.
Yeah.
But she was in a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court as Morgana back in 1989. I think I remember that. It was a Disney adaptation of an adaptation of a kids movie. She played Morgane, Sarah Kingdom, and Joanna in 15 episodes of Doctor Who from the 65 to 89, back when they properly made Doctor Who with a $3 budget.
The originals.
Yes. She was in the Korskin Brothers. That's where I remember her from. She was Mazare in the Korskin Brothers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
And she also was in an episode of Trapper John MD, which I used to watch that show religiously.
The Changeling. That was one of my mom's favorite movies. Go down more. With George C. Scott. Wasn't she the wife?
She was Joanna Russell.
Okay. My mom had that movie. She absolutely loved him.
She also is in one of the better.
I think I remember her from being in that.
She's in one of the better World War II films we have yet to review with Don Sutherland. She was Joanna Gray in The Eagle Has Landed.
Okay, because I haven't seen that.
We will. That's in that same level of World War II films as the bridge over the bridge of Remagen Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Not Bridge over River Kwai. The bridge at Remagen.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
That's a good movie. She was on an episode of UFO.
Mm-hmm.
She did a lot of TV, looks like, stuff I didn't watch from the 60s because I was not even a swimmer yet. And she was in Face of a Stranger movie. Not that the episodes are bad, but just finding them now, something from the 60s, is going to be difficult. She was Octavia in an uncredited role in Cleopatra, the movie in '63. And this is where, she did 2 episodes of Magical World of Disney back in the early days when Walt had his hands on it. So, I mean, this lady's got a great great resume for film. And she was even doing stuff here pretty recently. But she was 53 when this movie was being filmed. And they did a good job of uglying her up.
Yeah. At the end, you see, but as you see her from earlier, like when she's on the roof of the fortress and she turns everyone to pigs and she's going, back and forth like that, she looks younger. But then when she goes in and she fights Finn Rizal and gets beat up a little bit pretty good because she's more powerful because she has Sherlenda's wand. And then she's trying to use her magic to open the realm to send the baby through, right? So you could see where she looks, they make her look aged, in that one scene before she puts her hand on the altar on accident and gets sent to oblivion where she was trying to send the little girl, the little baby.
Janet.
Yeah.
Janet.
Yeah.
You are the proper age category to use the words by accident, not on accident.
What does that mean?
This generation has decided the term on accident is the way they want to go. It's on purpose by accident, right? And that's the way it's been.
Yeah.
You just said on accident.
Well, she slipped backward on the 2 pools of potion that she had made. Remember? She fell back and hit that, and I think that was what made her slip, and that's when her hand went onto the altar, and then she's enveloped by the red mist that takes her up to the oblivion. It was pretty good. I just loved it. I love the whole movie. It was really nice to get to watch it again. It's been a while. It's been like 10 years since the last time I watched it, but it was great. I loved it. I really did. And she did do a good job. And the woman they got to play Finn Rizal for those two scenes when she transforms, she goes from a tiger into a human form, and she's an old woman, and she's shocked when she realizes, God, it's been so long. It's been that long, you know. And then you have Willow, the gentleman that he is, gets her a robe and covers her up, you know. So even though it was made and oriented towards, you know, basically 10, maybe 10 and up, they did a good job at making it respectful, you know, with nudity and blood and gore. I just liked it. I just thought it was good for a wide range of families with children the right age to be able to watch this movie and enjoy it. For the parents laughing at the dumb whimsical stuff that went on, you know, like when the brownies are shooting them with arrows, you know, just little things like that, and they're tied up like that. What was that? What was it? A fairy tale or whatever? Grimm's fairy tale, where the one guy's tied up and he's on the ground with the little people climbing all over. I'm trying to remember right
That's
now.
Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah, Gulliver's Travels. That's what that scene reminded me of.
That's what it was a take on, if I remember right.
Yeah, so you know, I loved it. I just thought it was very, very good. I could go and I could sit with my nieces and nephews and not feel embarrassed by something that might pop up. You know, that today you just don't know what's going to happen. You know, in the movies. And to me, I think it held up well considering it's was 37 years. Something like that. It's just shocking to think about it because it's so good. It's very emotional for me. I got teared up when he stumbled out of there and they had taken the baby and he's bloodied up and they find him. I got teared up for that, and then I got teared up for the a couple other scenes when his wife put her ponytail in his hand. You know, just little things like that. And he was 17. He did not look like a 17-year-old boy to me when he made this movie.
I couldn't tell if he was 18 or 38. I really could.
Amazing.
Do what?
The fact that they got so many little in the no-one village.
200, and I think
they're
that
all
250 people. It was a huge amount of little
Eastern
people.
Costumes. They're bright, vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
There's detail, and then you've got some of the hitters of and Time Bandits.
Yeah, Billy Barty, man.
Awesome.
Billy Barty.
I forgot about that movie, but yeah, they did great. The casting did awesome, picking the characters, the people to play the parts, and the props department did an excellent job. Like the cradle that gets torn up by the dogs, it looked like a really handmade little cradle that would be sitting out for someone to lay their baby in while they're out doing a barbecue or whatever outside back then, you know, that type of thing. It was very authentic to me. I thought they did a great job. Just like you said, Bruce, during the movie, it's so nice and refreshing to not see a Star, whatever the name of that coffee shop, mugs or
cups. No, there was no fucking Starbucks mugs.
Yeah, Starbucks
To-go cups filmed on fucking set.
So
I recently tried watching Game of Thrones, and I saw that fucking cup on the fucking set for like a half second. I'm sorry, I just fucking lost it. Like, who's a fucking curator of the stage here? Sorry.
But yeah, when you watch movies over and over again, you take things that you normally wouldn't see.
Authentic glass. You know, if you're going to be drinking coffee on set, put it in a tankard or whatever.
Yeah, I get really bad because I start paying attention to people's feet and things, seeing who's wearing tennis shoes, you know, and things like that when they shouldn't even have tennis shoes at this certain time. So yeah, you get kind of anal once you've seen it.
Start looking for wristwatches.
Yeah, after you've seen it 20 times, you seem to do that type of thing. But I don't care. I honestly, I just love this movie. I really love it. I think other people who like fantasy would love this too, to watch it if you haven't seen it. I couldn't believe it. I found out one of my sisters never seen it.
What?
Yeah, Dana has never seen it. She just said she never wanted to see. She doesn't really like fantasy, just like she makes fun of me for some of the things that I do. So I just don't talk to
Does
him.
she not have joy in her heart?
Not really. I'm just kidding. She's my oldest sister, and no, she thinks her younger siblings are just all stupid.
Oh, she's the oldest?
Yeah.
Mine's like that too.
So
I told you what I do to mine every year on her birthday. Right?
yes,
Yeah.
and I try not to, like go.
Would you like me to send you a copy of that image so you can start sending it to Dana on her birthday?
If you want. I don't even know if she's online very often. Where she lives is even worse than me. They have a satellite dish so they can have TV, but she doesn't have internet or anything like that. So, and no cell service. She has a landline because there's, it's very, very rural out here. So it's really bad. See, I have a booster, so it can help boost my service. It's still only like 2 bars, but that's better than nothing. But yeah, I get heartbroken when I talk to a lot of these people, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And you've never seen this movie or other movies like this, and no, she's not interested in it. So when I went and saw South Park, the movie, I was standing in line, and there was like 75 people standing in line, and about a third of them had children with them, young children, like 6, 7 years old. I'm like, why are you bringing your children to this movie? And they're like, it's a cartoon. And I was like, have you ever watched South Park? Oh, I was embarrassed for these people. Is it your birthday today, Bear? Oh, I keep seeing balloons popping up. Are you doing that? 2-year anniversary for your channel? Is that what it is? Oh. 1.
For sobriety?
No, wait.
Oh, so you do different things and it pops up on your screen? That is cool.
Hang on. This one's my favorite today. I learned. Come on, do it. It's not doing it. Damn it. Yeah, there it is.
Oh my God, it's raining on you. That
if
is
I do 2 peace signs, I get confetti.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
if I do this,
get hearts.
I get
Oh,
hearts.
what is that?
It's part of being on a Mac.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I bought Alien.
If you're going to turn it off, and this T-shirt has a peace sign on it, so it'll sometimes trigger it, and then I'll get the balloons.
Yeah, that's really nice. So one set of this makes balloons.
Yeah, 2 makes confetti.
Okay, that's really awesome. So I thought I saw some balloons earlier. I go, is it his birthday or something?
Yeah, it's my birthday. Wink. No, it's not.
But thank you for letting me request this movie, because it's been a long time, and it brought me pure joy. I just enjoyed it so much. Maybe happy.
What's the next movie you guys are doing?
I don't remember.
Let me look in the calendar here.
All right, then you do that, old man.
It's a new month.
It's a new month. It's a new movie. We're gonna make a movie and then review it.
Next week's movie is The Descent, and then the 16th of March
I gotta write
is
that.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Whoa! What date is Buckaroo?
16th of March.
I can be here for that one.
Banzai and Descent.
Yeah, Descent, I'm happy to miss. That movie disgusted me.
Pretty scary, I thought. Oh, and plus I don't like small caves and things like that myself. It's like, ooh.
My problem is when you make a movie where the cast that you're supposed to be rooting for, their characters are so fucking unlikable that you just want the monsters to win.
Yeah, I know.
And that's that movie.
Troglodyte.
What?
Go troglodytes.
Yeah, exactly.
I was pretty happy with part of that
Don't
film.
go for the human.
Yeah, I really wanted to like The Descent more, but I wanted to talk about it, so figure we watch it and then we discuss it. There is a sequel to it, and it does not redeem it. I wish it did. The main actress is kind of nice.
Could do
The characters.
back do the descent and then the cave.
Oh God. No, we got to watch Buckaroo Banzai. Buckaroo Banzai, man. That's all there is.
So you guys maybe don't want me on the Buckaroo Banzai stream.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why you might not want me on the Buckaroo Banzai stream.
Yeah, you like the movie. That's good.
My number one favorite movie of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time.
That's
My top 10, 2 through 10 will change every year. One never changes.
That's interesting. I would have never suspected that would be that way for you. But it's funny.
Where you wear your hat.
It's funny you say that because only a year later, my favorite movie came out.
Which was?
Big Trouble in Little China.
Which was written by the same guy. And if they had ever done Buckaroo Banzai versus the World Crime League, there was going to be a cameo by Kurt Russell as Blue Blazer regular Jack Burton.
Yeah, we got to have you on here for 2 weeks from now. If you just end up like splooging all over the screen in joy, that's fine. That's fine because you know what? Nobody gives Buckaroo Banzai any love.
I did.
Nobody does. Nobody.
My only complaint was Rawhide didn't survive, and I was bummed.
But he wasn't. I say nothing.
I'm not saying anything because I haven't seen it.
There is a joke in that movie.
Janet hasn't seen it yet.
That you do not get until you read the book. And like that level of writing works for me so well. There is literally a joke in that movie you will never get unless you read the book, which is when Jeff Goldblum's character first meets them all. He's like, I know you. You're Pecos. No, I'm blah, blah, blah. No, but you're Pecos. No, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Pecos is in Tibet. Pecos is a girl. So it's really like until you read the book and you realize Pecos is female, it's just showing how his character knows nothing about these people other than like name familiarity. It's really like I respect that level of writing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just want to say thank you for letting me pick this movie.
You're more than welcome, Janet. This is
Did you get the other ones I sent you? The other day?
Let me find. You added 3, or I added 3 to the list here, and I'll show
I was quite
you.
surprised to see this in the theater because my grandmother at the time wouldn't allow me to see fantasy movies like this. She was. I wouldn't say that she was a killjoy or didn't believe in fantasy, like Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe and stuff like that. She'd let me watch.
I like that too.
But this
That
was
is a great
kind of out in left field to her sensibilities. Like the last movie I saw with her was The Gods Must Be Crazy, and that was more her jam.
Good movie.
So like to actually see
Ooh, Deep Rising is good.
A fantasy movie with Ron Howard.
I come in pieces called
Yeah,
Dark Angel,
the
actually.
last 2. Yeah, see the last Unicorn. I put that on there a while back.
I come in pieces.
And I think the Crafting Gamer wants us to do the last Unicorn too.
Night of the Comet is good. Slow down. Go back. Hang on. I can't read that fast. No. A little more. Kentucky Fried Movie. Good one. Keep going. Richard Terabithia, couldn't care less. I'm a boy.
Oh, love
Night
that.
of the Comet. Great movie. Battle Beyond the Stars. Best version of fucking Seven Samurai I've ever seen other than Seven Samurai. Sky Captain, so disappointing. Stardust, amazing. Secret of Nim, amazing. Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever. Sixth Sense, meh. Signs, actually, I appreciate. Escape from New York, great. The Matrix, whatever. Mad Max, good. Night of the Lepus, oh yeah. Troll in Central Park, don't know.
The Hidden. I don't know what that is.
The Hidden is it's got Kyle MacLachlan and the dude from Twin Peaks, which is funny.
And I haven't
it's about an alien that comes to Earth and possesses people, and they're trying to hunt it.
There's quite a few on there I haven't seen.
It's cheesy. It's good though.
World of
like
Warcraft was awful with my buddies.
You're lactose intolerant, maybe not.
So, that's what's its name? City of a Thousand Planets. That's
Valerian.
Valerian. I've never seen it.
Neither have I.
Pacific Rim. Me, I love that movie. Shape of Water. Me. Yeah. Waterworld. Buckaroo Banzai. There we go.
Porky's,
Porky's.
yeah.
When's Porky's?
I haven't decided yet. I go about a month in advance, and I start looking at things, and I'm like, okay, we need to do this. Okay, we need.
Have you guys done Last Starfighter yet?
Yes, sir. The first
Was
year.
I here for that?
No.
Damn it.
It was good.
Are you wanting us to do a rewatch on that, Bear?
What about
Last Starfighter?
one? Did we do that one yet?
Hold on, Janet.
Sorry.
Bear, would you want me to do a rewatch on this Last Starfighter for show?
No, dude, I watch the movie like 3 times a year. I'm good.
Okay. Janet, go ahead, hon.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's a little bit of a delay sometimes. The Ready Player One.
Man, I don't want to watch that film. Okay, fine.
And the other one was just give me a second. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Shit. Alita Battle Angel or whatever.
It was actually really good.
I'd like to do that one.
I actually love that movie, and I can't wait for Rosa Perez to. I almost said Rosa Parks. Rosa Perez to get in shape for part 2 because she did really good with part 1. I thought.
There's a movie that's out right now called The Gorge. Have you guys seen it?
It's on Apple TV.
So bad.
It is bad. Oh, because the trailer looked really good.
Watch it. Okay. And don't think while you're watching it. Whatever you do, turn off your brain. And as the movie keeps telling you that there's a romance going on, pay no attention to the absolute lack of chemistry between these two actors. Just accept that they're in love. Just accept it.
Okay. But the trailer looked good. And she's always weird. She just looks different to me. She plays weird characters.
Is it Anna Taylor-Joy that's the main? Okay.
She's an alien.
I wouldn't say she might be, but I mean, she's not conventionally pretty.
Alien.
She's kind of like that same level.
Pretty unique look to her. I can't put my finger on what it is, but she just
hybrid. She's an alien hybrid.
I don't know. She's pretty, but in a weird way.
Have you guys done Night of the Creeps yet?
Not yet. See that's one of those films I want to watch. Night of the Creeps, Chud, Critters. Yeah, good stuff like that. I love that. Anna Taylor-Joy reminds me of fucking if Aubrey Plaza stopped doing marijuana.
If Aubrey Plaza, what with the who now?
If she stopped doing marijuana.
Is what?
If Aubrey Plaza stopped doing marijuana, then we'd have Anna Taylor-Joy.
Wait, what?
Like they look a lot alike, in my opinion.
I don't find it.
If you squint enough to close your eyes, yes.
Well, they both got the bug eyes thing.
I guess. Yeah, she looks similar to the girl from The Gorge, to me.
In my opinion, she does.
She was really good in Legion.
Legion?
Yeah, the TV show Legion.
Oh, I never saw that. I
really good. The first 2 seasons were really good.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got that unique look too. It's very
I think she's a hybrid. I agree with Bear. She's a hybrid.
Anna Taylor-Joy is a fucking alien, man.
It's a very exotic look or something. We did Fright Night Bear, and I dressed up as the her vampire at the end, where she's wearing the white wedding dress. And
Marcy from In Living or Married with Children. Whenever she
was young,
vampire.
That was a really good movie.
Knock It Dead.
I love Roddy McDowall though. Any movie he's in, I've loved.
I've never seen a bad Roddy McDowall film. I don't even think they exist.
Oh, they exist.
They do? Okay.
Well, even how about bad Roddy McDowall TV? Would you accept bad Roddy McDowall TV?
I would. You got to pay your mortgage.
Planet of the Slave Girls.
haven't seen that
Buck
one.
Rogers, 1980 show, 1979. Roddy McDowell and Jack Palance in the same episode.
Wow.
There was a movie that my parents had that Sandy and I snuck out and tried to watch it. And we didn't understand what it was going on. It was something, what was her name? The woman from the Partridge Family, Shirley Jones, her husband in real life starred in it. And he dies or something. And he's trying to get all his family to come to find out they're going to read the will or something. And I think Roddy McDowell might have been in it. I can't remember. But they slowly all start dying, all the people that came there to have the reading of the will. I cannot remember the name of it, but I would love to see it again, see if the stuff I remember when I was a little bitty kid, like 7, seeing this, whether any of it was real or not, or maybe I made up a lot of it because I was a kid and didn't understand what was going on. But I can't remember the name of the movie. But I know Shirley Jones's husband was in it. That's the only one. Because I picked out a picture and I showed it to my mom, and she said that's who that was, the actor. I don't remember what his name is. So,
What was that movie with Roddy Piper and Sonny Chiba? Immortal Kombat? Was that it?
Might have been. I think it was
Mortal Kombat, the original one.
Immortal Kombat.
Immortal, not Mortal. Immortal Kombat.
I don't know that one.
Sonny Chiba made a lot of $5 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
You got your dollar's worth out of it.
You really either learn to love low budget kung fu films with Sonny Chiba, or you just never watch them again.
I like kung fu movies.
I realized that after I
Sonny
Remember
Chiba.
that one scene
Really?
I absolutely loved. My favorite scene in that movie, Meat Train, was the one with the young girl with the skirt on that kicked ass in the train.
Yeah.
That scene was fucking awesome.
So,
That was a
so
great scene.
if
I
you
love
love kung fu movies, Janet, when are we watching Last Dragon?
I'll watch it.
Yes.
I haven't seen it, but I do
Time
love
out.
kung fu movies.
Last Dragon has one of my
Shogun
favorite lines a friend of mine ever said, which was we were watching it, and he just looked at me and went, "You know what the phrase most commonly heard on set of this film was?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Where's my blow?"
That movie had so much cocaine in the making of it. It had to have.
Oh my god!
What about the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
That's a good film.
Overrated.
And the other one, the Geisha, that one too, that was good.
House of Flying Daggers is pretty good though.
House of
Oh,
Flying
I like
Daggers.
that one too.
Yeah.
I loved Kill Bill. That was fucking kick ass. Both of them. I loved it.
You know what I like best out of Quentin Tarantino?
Silence.
That's the only one I think I
Upon a
like.
Time in Hollywood.
I
I
never
like
thought
Jackie Brown. I really like Jackie Brown a lot. It's a good movie. He didn't direct it. That's why I like it. But of the ones he directed, oof, True Romance.
Hey, Cotton. True Romance is probably my favorite anything that Tarantino did, but we've already watched that because Janet had never seen it, and I'm like, oh my god, you have to see this movie.
it was good. That was pretty good too, even though I'd never
one
seen
of
it.
First films we studied together, and she was just blown away by it.
It was
He hated it because they edited it wrong. He didn't like the editing on it.
That really kind of pissed him off.
Yeah, he wanted it to be more like Pulp Fiction, non-sequential editing.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think that would have fucked up the movie.
I think it's a great movie.
It's a wonderful film the way it is. But I also wouldn't disagree with Tony Scott. I think everything he did pretty much turned to gold.
What was that movie? The Fan?
Yeah.
With Wesley Snipes as the ball player?
Yes.
And when they come to Tony Scott on set and they go, "Tony, I know you're from England, but when it rains this much, they call the baseball game." He's like, No, I need it for my atmosphere. It's still my favorite fucking piece of trivia from that movie.
That's a good movie. Yeah, I have to definitely put Last Dragon on there because that's a great fucking film. I actually saw that movie at the Draft House Cinema.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if they have that up there. I would doubt it. but we've got this line of theaters that started down here, and it's gone all the way across America now. But you can go in on a Wednesday night, and they're showing some movie from like 1992 or 1984 or something, some fucking good movie that just gets not a lot of love in modern day.
Nice.
Have you seen? Did you like the movie The Warriors?
Warriors come
Yeah.
out to play. Yeah, David Kelly's best film. What about it?
It was good. We did that one,
I don't know if that's his best film or not.
and I did. I dressed up as a fear man.
What's better, Dreamscape?
I haven't seen Dreamscape yet.
Oh my
I need
god!
to.
Commando? What? Is it Commando that's the better one he's in?
He's in Commando. Are you serious?
Is it Commando? Yeah, it's. Remember you said you'd kill me last. You said you'd kill me last. That's right. I lied.
Okay.
Now, if you watch that movie without an audience, something interesting happens. Because when you see it in the theater, and he says, "I lied," the audience starts laughing, and you miss something that David Kelly did in ADR that is fucking hilarious. When you watch it on your own, after he lets go of him, when he drops in ADR, David Kelly's death scream of falling was "Ooh la la," which is fucking brilliant.
I haven't seen either one of those.
My favorite David Kelly film is probably The Crow.
Yeah, fire it up.
I'm sorry.
Fire it up. Yeah.
I think his character in The Crow is actually deadly. The one from the Rogues and Warriors, he was such a pussy when you got him separated from any one of his putzes.
But that's the point of the character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 6 McNuggets. He's only, tough in groups of 6, 9, or 20.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So I guess I'm going to go around. Bear, I'll start with you with the ratings of this film. Your style of rating is see it, meh, or
so
no.
I have a 3 rating system, which is nah, meh, and yeah. And this one is definitely a yeah.
Cool. Is there one specific part we didn't really launch into or talk about that you want to fire that into the discussion realm? Because
my favorite bit in the entire film out of everything is the most insane throwaway thing, which was basically Lucas wanted to shoot in this valley in China, and they refused him. So he did stealth shots to get the long shots of the Nelwyn Valley with those hills, those amazing hills.
Mm-hmm.
That's in China, and he basically stealth shot it and got it snuck out of China for him.
Is that the scenes with the little village of the Pecks?
When you see the valley shot, we have those wooded, those forested hills,
the
mounds.
That's in China.
In China.
Holy shit!
He wanted to shoot the whole Nelwyn sequence there, and they wouldn't let him. So he managed to get some stealth shots done of the valley, and then snuck out of China for him.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
And they wouldn't let him shoot because it was a movie about magic, and Chinese Communist Party refuses to let people make movies about magic.
Yeah. How do you disappear? You say you're part of the Fuzhou Gong. So, Six Nations. With this film, you saw this as a kid, and we just watched it again in 2025. What's your score as you watch it?
Oh man, still holds up for the most part. There was a couple of scenes where it was a little cheese ball, blue screen, you could tell, but it didn't detract too much from the film. Like the hundreds of times I watched it on VHS afterwards. This is an above average film. I would say, easily out of 100. It's good adventure. It's got all the action and the romance to keep the parents interested, the magic and the spectacular effects. Keep the kids either terrified, or the scene with Willow trying to perfect his magic. The wizard duel was kind of epic as a kid. So it might be creeped out about that. Those death dogs would have creeped out the smaller kids. Really tugged at my heartstrings where Willow's daughter, what was it?
Mm-hmm.
She was standing there all by herself, like completely terrified as the dogs were ransacking the village. Stuck out. Yeah, this had everything going for it, and watch it with your kids, your family, your friends. Rewatch it if you haven't seen it. Watch it. It's a George Lucas script. Ron Howard directed. It was well done.
Really not too far from you on that. This movie, I saw it when first hit theaters. A friend of mine had a time away from the Miniature Foundation. They allowed him to go back to his family for a little bit, and things were getting kind of rough. So parents asked me to go out with them for a Friday night, go see this film. Me and Eric went to go see it with his mom. Had a lot of fun watching it. I was a 13-year-old kid. I just discovered The Hobbit. I just picked up, I think, a Michael Moorcock novel, which I didn't finish. And this movie here was like the perfect thing to salt me back into fantasy reading again, and started reading C.S. Lewis a little bit here and there because that was what his family loved. They were a bunch of Catholics, so of course they're going to be C.S. Lewis fans. This movie didn't really age well for me in my 30s, but watching it again with fresh eyes and, dousing out my mind and trying not to think about things like I was thinking when we were talking yesterday. With this movie, there's a lot of things that probably don't transfer well through the years, but the script is a script. It was written when George was young, and it's a movie that for me, it still has a place in my heart. I rate it about a 75. I would not say it's high art, but if you are looking for something to just put on the TV and fill up a little bit of space in your home, this is not a bad way to do that for 2 hours. Thank you so much, Janet, for nominating this movie. I'd like to hear your thoughts as we close for the day.
I didn't realize that it was George Lucas that wrote the script until I started looking into it to do the review today, because I'd never reviewed it this way before. But the difference from when I was young and saw it, I would have gave it like a 9 out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10, simply because of little things like the trolls. Like I said, the trolls climbing up the side of the building is definitely takes you back a little bit, especially if you were to watch it with young people today, to get them, because they would notice that the CGI isn't very good. But you know what? I think even kids, if they were to see it the first time today, would love it. It would not be bothered by the CGI and the other little little things that aren't up to par, because they love Roblox. Just like we were talking about it earlier, it popped in my head thinking about it. How many kids do play it? And it's terrible graphics, right? But they love it. It's very popular because kids seem to accept things that grown-ups won't for some reason, because they're still learning and absorbing like sponges. So I love this movie. I think it's a great movie to sit down with your nieces and nephews or your own kids or grandchildren and watch this movie. It's fun. You laugh. There's romance in it. It's got action. It's a pure fantasy movie. To me, it's got everything in it. It's even got a 2-headed dragon. So
Ebersisk.
You what?
Ebersisk.
Oh yeah, Ebersisk. Yeah,
It was named for Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert.
But I still love it. I still think this movie for young kids would love this movie. So
what Bruce just said. There we go.
Yeah, I just saw it up in there when you said the word. It popped over.
Oh, the same thing with Kale. So Kale was named after a critic that never gave any credit for anything that he's ever done. Samantha Kale, I think, was her name. That was another bit of trivia. So,
but when he wrote it, the story was, he called it Munchkins. So, and he wrote it, I think it's up in my notes, it's 1972 when he decided he wanted, when he met Warwick Davis, he said he's perfect to play the lead character in my story. So I think it's great. I just really think it. And I love the young actors that they chose for this movie to play all the Nelwyns. I just loved it, and I loved the way the wizard talked to the people. He was very smart. You could tell he was smart, and he used the bones in the bag to get dum-dums that are being assholes or whatever to do
High
things.
Ultron.
Yeah. So he got them to do things and to work together by calling them out and saying, well, now you put the focal point on you. What are you going to do about it? That type of thing. I just love that. That's politics, and it was great. I just love the way he used it because he's very, very wise. And when he asked Willow, the part that I really liked was when he asked Willow, what was your first thought when I held up my hand? And he said, you're going to think it's stupid. And he goes, no, I want you to tell me what your first thought was. And he said, my own finger. And he said, that was the right answer. So I love little things like that a lot of people don't even talk about, because we need more of that for our children. We need to encourage our kids to do things more for themselves and make their own decisions and stop leaning this way or that and making decisions simply because their friends did it. So little movies like this might cause people to talk about that kind of stuff later on.
Another fun thing that got cut from the film, which is there in the script and it's in the book, is Saoirse's father is the king of Tirasleen. And the city they have the fight at the end in is Tirasleen. But the problem is that all the sequence where they find that Morta had frozen everybody in Tirasleen gets removed from the film, which is really sad because it's like, that would have been very, very cool.
I would love to have seen all that. I really would, for the story content. I would have loved to have had that added to it. But, so much good stuff ends up on the cutting room floor in so many movies. So that's why when the director's cut comes out and you really like it, go watch it.
Now I want to run a campaign set in this world, damn it.
Yeah. It is a good world. I'd play it. That sounds like a good realm.
Talk to her about Mondays.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Talk to her about Mondays.
She's already playing in my superhero game. She's playing in my OSE game. Janet's fine. We're not going to take up all of Janet's life with role-playing games.
No. But but that would be a good realm. I really do believe it. That'd be a lot of fun.
Well, after I kill you all in the Wednesday game, we'll consider it.
Before we stop for the day, Bear, do you have a Donald Pleasance impersonation you could possibly give us?
No, I've never done Donald Pleasance.
I just figured that you would be able to do a hell of a Bond villain, and that was the one that popped in mind because he's my favorite. I love him in all those Bond films except for the one where James Bond puts him down a fucking smokestack.
No, if I was going to do a Donald Pleasance, I'd probably do something from Halloween. Because that's where he's at his most characterish. So when you do an impersonation of someone, you have to unlock the impersonation, right? And the way to unlock the impersonation is to find the personality trait that you can then exaggerate. What usually happens is someone unlocks it for you, right? Mm-hmm. So like Will Sasso unlocked Jesse Ventura for everybody. Will Sasso figured out how to do that impersonation, and now everyone can do it, right? It's that kind of thing. Okay. But I did want to say something for Janet earlier. I didn't get a chance when she was talking about Legend. Mm-hmm. And all I wanted to say was, innocence, which is my absolute favorite line in that movie.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, though, every part Tim Curry does in that movie with that costume just gives me goosebumps. I just thought it was phenomenal acting by him in that movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
He kills Tom Cruise's character basically by acting. I just thought it was great. It was phenomenal.
Do you know who played Meg Mucklebones?
No. Some guy. Yeah, a man.
Robert Picardo.
Wow.
The EMH from Voyager.
Very, very good.
Yep.
Good part. And awesome costumes and stuff. I just love the movie. It will never die in my heart. Sorry. I love all these things. that I grew up watching. I just love and I love pretending. I still one of those people that would love to just go somewhere. Like I was telling everybody, Bruce and everybody, after I saw the movie Dungeons and Dragons, and he was like, "Oh, it's a piece of shit," whatever. I had the fat dragon in and all that. But after seeing that, I thought, you know what would be such a blast if I had the money, if I was really, really rich, I would hold a huge game in a stadium on the field, and have basically people, in teams, whatever, in team 6 or whatever for your groups, and you have to play your way through the field and have all the different things happening and have it all set up. I think that would be a blast. And you would pick teams by like what we're doing, and they'd be nominated by their viewers to be able to make it through the actual big game, and make it like very theatrical, and let people buy tickets to watch people make it through the through the game with whatever's
I
happening.
quite enjoyed. I've literally watched all 4 Dungeons and Dragons movies now, and I find something to like in all of them.
Mhm.
The first one, it's hard because the first one's really bad, but Jeremy Irons chewing the scenery is fucking incredible.
He's so good.
And Richard O'Brien as the King of Thieves is quite good too.
Yeah.
So that's worth watching. The other 2 I like, and then the third one, for the fourth one, Honor Amongst Thieves. I liked. People shat on that film. I'm like, I don't know why.
I know. I loved it. I loved it. I was cheering and clapping when the young man used that coin to bring up the dead and ask him so many questions. Because I have that coin when we were playing our game, the first one, and I was like, this is so cool. It's almost like I'm getting to see our game come to life in front of me, and picture my people from my game in the characters I'm watching on the big screen. It was, to me, maybe that's one reason why it was so fun for me to watch, because it was like,
I just love when the illusion falls apart. When he does the illusion of Chris Pine.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I was fucking crying in the theater when that happened.
Loved it. I just thought, I felt like I was in it. I was a player in the game. And the special effects were really good. Like when she drops that fireball from way up above, and the stone dragon comes to life right there. All that, things like that. I'm sorry, that's how my imagination works, and I just love it. So that's all.
Well, there we go. Bruce.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Next week, you're going to be listening to us discuss the film from 2006, The Descent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a Neil Blomkamp, I believe, film. So we'll discuss all that then. Thank you so much to Bear and to 6 Nations 31 Kings, and for the Queen Bavmorda from the Apartment of Solitude. I look forward to seeing you all again next week.